So, what happens after the big fight is over? When the dust settles and the main event is done, that's exactly what we're jumping into today. We're looking at the final chapter of a really powerful story to see how a huge struggle isn't always an ending. Sometimes it's a whole new beginning.
Okay, let's kick things off with the one idea that really drives this whole thing. It comes from the old fisherman Santiago, and it's this quote right here. This single thought is the key, you guys. It's what's going to help us unlock everything that happens next, because it completely flips our whole idea of winning and losing on its head.
All right, so let's set the stage. Picture this. We're back in the village. The epic, unbelievable battle with the giant marlin is over, and this is the immediate aftermath.
You can just imagine it, right? The whole village is buzzing. People are still coming down to the shore to gawk at this massive skeleton. It's a huge deal. But Santiago? He couldn't care less. He's not looking for praise or anything. His mind is already back on the sea.
And that stick he's leaning on, it's such powerful symbolism. I mean, sure, it shows he's physically wiped out after that insane ordeal. But his quiet focus on what's next, that tells a totally different story. It shows this deep, unbreakable inner strength. His body might be tired, but his will? Not a chance. Strong as ever.
Which leads us to what might be his most important role now. He and his young apprentice, Meneline, are heading back out to sea. But they're not going for some kind of revenge match. No. For Santiago, the sea is something much more. It's a teacher.
See, in Santiago's mind, the sea isn't some enemy you have to beat. It's more like a partner. Yeah, it gives them food, obviously, but way more important than that, it's constantly testing their limits, and it teaches them probably the biggest lesson of all, humility.
And that's really the heart of his wisdom, isn't it? Humility. It's not about thinking you're worthless or small. It's about understanding your place in the grand scheme of things, in this vast, powerful world. That deep respect he has for nature, that's what truly defines him. And Monolin, the boy, he's just soaking it all up. The story actually says Santiago's words are like seeds being planted in his mind. He gets it. He knows these aren't just tips on how to catch fish. These are lessons on how to live.
So all of this, it builds up to the central question of the story, right? The real heart of it all. What does it actually mean to be defeated?
So they're out on the water, it's calm, and Menelin finally asks the one question that's on all of our minds. After that incredible fight, only to lose the fish to sharks, does he regret it? I mean, how could you not?
And Santiago's answer, wow, it just says everything about who he is. I regret nothing. Why? Because the struggle was the point. The fight itself is what gave his life meaning. He's teaching the boy, and he's teaching us, that it's not the outcome that defines you. It's the effort you put in.
And this is where we really start to see that torch being passed. We see how this entire philosophy gets handed down to the next generation.
So on this trip, Manolin, he hooks a big one, and he pulls it in almost all by himself. The writing describes his arms burning with effort, but inside he's just filled with pride. This is it. This is his moment, putting those lessons about perseverance into action. And you can tell Santiago sees it too. His praise isn't just about catching a fish. He sees that Manolin has truly absorbed the deeper stuff, the courage, the patience, the never-give-up spirit. He's becoming a fisherman in his soul, not just with his hands.
And this changes everything back in the village. The way people see Santiago has totally flipped. They're not looking at this old man with pity anymore, thinking about the one he lost. Now they see a respected mentor and his strong, capable student. They're seeing a totally different kind of victory.
What they're seeing is dignity, that quality of being worthy of respect that has absolutely nothing to do with whether you won or lost. It's Santiago's character, his quiet strength, that's earning him that deep respect from everyone.
And all of this brings us to the beautiful end of this chapter. But you'll see, it's not really an ending at all. It's a dream for the future. I mean, just think about this image for a second. The old master is asleep, resting, and the student is sitting there preparing for the next day's work. Manolin sharpening those hooks. It's so symbolic. It tells you the cycle is going to continue. The spirit, the knowledge, it's being carried on. And while Santiago is sleeping, he has that dream again. You know the one, the lions on the beach in Africa. It's his personal symbol for raw strength, for freedom, for the power of his youth. But this time, something is different.
something really important. For the very first time, he's not alone in that dream. The boy, Manolin, is standing right there with him. And that's it, right there. The legacy is safe. The dream, the fighting spirit that the lions represent, it now belongs to the boy too. It's been passed on. Santiago can finally rest easy knowing his lessons, his spirit will live on.
So you see, this whole time, it was never really about the end of a fight. It was about a new beginning. The real prize wasn't the Marlin at all. It was the passing of the torch. It was making sure these values would last. Which kind of leaves us with one last question to think about for ourselves. What legacy are you building to pass on?